What's going on, people? I decided to go ahead and do a response video to this. This is a documentary, I guess you could say, a brief little video from Redfish, which of course is a subsidiary of RT. And this is about the eldest son of a Gambian family. He's living in Spain and kind of seeing the problems that are coming from that. Basically, this dude collects trash and, sells that to make money, and then brings that money back home to Gambia. And of course, the interesting part of it is that this family is Muslim. So let's have a look and see what this is all about, huh?
Sasa birado nitakuuma sono do kuman trakere man tara fenna mfano kata mbesirin so kono
ya european ko bo africa europe le na africa it are no problem but in africa no lafta bola africa pour kata europe the problem was.
Okay, this is going to sound pretty crass, but here's my first critique. My first critique is of course that, oh, well, Europeans can go to Africa and it's okay and they can come back to Europe, but when Africans go to Europe, it's a bad thing. It's like most of the time when Europeans go to Africa, they have money, and the thing is, insert King Leopold of, here, but it's like most of the Europeans would not have the money to survive or have the wanting to go to an African nation. So I really don't get that argument. I know. To a point, I think some of the time is that they tell these people to say these things. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to be blunt and say that. Anyway.
First time I was able to send money to my family, but right now I cannot do all those things because of coronavirus.
So far, this already reeks of third worldism. This reeks of this whole let's fetishize someone from Gambia who moved he ended up going to France and they couldn't get any work, so he ends up going to Spain, I believe is the story. And the thing is, I mean, it's so pitiful. It's supposed to be tugging at your heartstring, but it's like, it's just so cheap the way that they film it like this. And I know RT basically just has Redfish as a way to say, hey, they're basically just co-opting leftism, really, and just co-opting third worldism. This is just pitiful type stuff. It's like, bro, there are plenty of people who in the United States have lost their jobs and they're not going to get it back. So what the hell are you talking about? Where it's just like, I know, once again, though, they don't know anything. We have to, this is kind of like, oh, they're ignorant, but we will speak for them.
So you muna feature already. You know go ni football fan muna career already. I also am a student. Farangana salon to jai no ka para bol no ka ma model help ni ndo ka mari.
Okay, so this is that guy who lives in Spain's brother. So the dude with the NY hat is in Spain. This is the dude's brother who is a barber, basically, and ends up doing odd jobs and everything else like this. He ends up, I'm just going to tell you what happens. I mean, you can see it, but it's like, he's like, well, you can go make big money in Europe. It's like, why can't you make money in Africa? Once again, this is just peak third worldism, really. This is just that peak sort of, those poor Africans, this and that. It's like, bruh, the thing is that one thing that I will say that this is going to be coming up is why, if they are Muslim, why don't they go to Saudi Arabia? Presumably they're Sunni Muslim, so why don't they go to an Islamic nation instead? But instead they go to countries that are historically maybe more, they were historically Catholic or Christian. A lot of the time nowadays, of course, Europe is more agnostic in a lot of ways, or even atheistic in some ways. But it's like, why would you want to go to a country that doesn't accept your religion? I just want to think about that one there. Okay.
Bon façon ba nga
na wani dem ses
wa raze sembara
waaw non mun nga ko defal
biya wa 35 la
and this is was
anu fananga ji junal fanay na mandal faj Angay, nga so bitar nga silo so bitar ko. So ndefa na amana dream ne dino science and nga so ka bitar ani ban ma do ko munate. Nga le ni mo Europe I can make a wolipa money, you know. It's a put make no yin teriyage because jaw guy.
All right. So as we saw, you know, I let him speak for himself. I gave y'all the prelude to it, but I just wanted to. I let him speak for himself. But it's like, okay, so you're gonna make big money and everything else like that. You know, you have to. I don't know how much a euro would be versus, you know, how much and how that translates into. I forget what the currency is that they said in the video. I mean, you'll see it. You'll see it. I mean, I know it just came up. I don't care. But the thing is, it's like make money fast, this and that. But it's like if nothing is working, and if, you know, all these folks are, you know, if people in these native countries are having trouble getting work, what makes you think that you're going to get work? It's just very ignorant, man. And it's like, and then what they do is, oh, I'm going to go to Europe and make money. Ha, you know, it's almost like, hey, I'm going to go to Europe to own these crackers. And then it's like, oh, but you know, wait until the end. Just wait till the end. It's hilarious. Or just hypocritical to me, more to the point. But once again, so this video does reveal itself and contradict itself a lot and what this guy says. Because you'll see here that he says, oh, I'm living here illegally. And then he'll say, oh, well, you know, you have to fill out these papers and, you know, it takes 3 years to get, you know, citizenship or something like that. And it's like, okay, biggin. So you're telling me that you came to this country, you're living here illegally, but you just don't want to fill out the paperwork. Come on, man. I don't get this type of thing. Once again, I want to try to feel sorry for it, but it's like, Lord have mercy. Jesus, what are you doing? Oh, man. Okay. Continue.
And the former place I used to go and sell the goods I collect from the basura and then sell it.
First time I was having money by myself, you know. I was going outside doing work by myself. It's not easy. So right now I'm staying at home doing nothing. It's really, really hard for me.
Gambia recorded its first case of the coronavirus from a woman who flew in from the United Kingdom. On that same day, President Adama Barrow closed schools and placed arrivals from worst-hit nations in quarantine as some measures to curtail spread of the virus.
So you notice this dude says that he's illegal, and yet he's still got a nice place, he's still got a TV, and he's got a mask. Notice he doesn't send his family masks. You notice that? You know, coronavirus breaks out in Gambia. You don't see this fool sending his family masks. You don't see him do none of that. He's like, I'm making money here by myself, isn't that? So you see this contradictory attitude where he's saying, oh, by myself. But then he's like, well, I got to feed my family. You know, it's like, but I send money home to my family. You know, it's like, it seems like a secondary sort of thought to him, you know? So that's my take on it. I like I say, this, you can, it reveals itself the kind of double standard that goes on. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, let's continue again.
Nearly half of the Gambia's population lives below the poverty line before the coronavirus outbreak drove away tourists.
So far, Africa has not suffered the death and disruption COVID-19 has caused in Italy and China. But sadly, it won't be immune when it comes to the economic fallout from the virus.
Kolea warta baake kolea ta baake fam so ne ande roman kije ay so nagata kanto ngire nyin sa nata ndeken na intela pool bele kale nde sedala so so bunda budala be kale tan do ku mantara kere mantara fenna.
All right, so here's the next contradiction. So mother, clearly, you know, Muslim, raised in a Muslim family. She's going out to the market. She says, we're locked inside, but I have to go to the market, though. My kid needs small shoes. And so I say to myself, and this is going to be me being kind of cringe, but it's, okay, why doesn't, the older brother have hand-me-downs? Like I say, it's like here in the United States, it's like everyone knows, but if you have more than, 2 kids or something like that, even with 2 kids, you got hand-me-downs, man. I don't understand this sort of thing. I know this is very Americentric. This is gonna be very cringe, but it's like, Megan, what in the world are you guys talking about? You see what I'm saying? It's like I don't get it. I really don't get it. Where it's like, all we can do is go to the market and everything else, but we don't have any money. It's like, okay, once again, where's the brother staying? There's a lot of things going on where it's like, okay, you got to let me know about the details, man, because this is kind of, you leaving some holes out here.
Sasa birado nitakuuma sono. Kuuma sono. Yo lumpa. Andang kolya kakasi. Kakasi. Batala. Kaja kalo warsha.
I'm worried all over the Africa. In fact, I'm worried all over the world because, I feel bad when I sit at the television and seeing people dying every day.
Para actualizar los datos, hoy en España las últimas 24 horas han fallecido 213 personas por coronavirus, dejando un total de 26.070 personas fallecidas y más de 221.000 personas contagiadas.
Okay, so here's my next question once again. I know once again Redfish is connected with RT, but how is it really that you can get in touch with a dude, in Spain, this fatty guy, and then contact his family in Gambia? It's like, that to me seems kind of, in and of itself, it's just kind of like, it's just fucked up the way the media is, man, whereas it's like, we're going to talk about these things, but we're going to show his family too. It's like, compare and contrast, it's just kind of, I don't know, there's just something that feels very disingenuous about this whole type of thing, when I see this type of thing. This is why people don't agree with the media. And people don't, because it feels staged. It just feels like, when we hear, everything's shut down. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? We see all these folks on the beach, getting fish and everything else like that. It's like, what you talk about everything shut down? Oh, we're not making as much money as we did. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, man? I don't get it. Anyways, go ahead. Okay, full disclosure, I cut out a big chunk of this where he was talking with his friend, basically, because I thought it was kind of boring. Basically, it's just, I'm scared, I miss my family, this and that. It's like, okay, I get that. You're trying to make it more humanistic. I can understand that, but it's like, it just seemed kind of boring. This is going to be a long video, so I don't want to make it any longer. So I just want to let y'all know, just to say, alright, let's continue.
Boy, Mala. Walaikum salam, nani?
Alon ke mo nan ka fa albi je tana ta Allah je.
Bijan tano tana tano. Bali abalo ka fishala. Hello. No, jero mani. Bado abalo ka fishala. Yeah. Dino don tana ta gala no.
Tana ta mola.
So Allah je dum banyari corona virus. Amin ya rabbi.
Lama alfirana wula. Lama nyanyi matilin na da alma tala nyaje.
Amin ya rabbi. Amin ya rabbi. Amin.
Golly, huh? May the white people be kind to you. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Are you kidding me, man? It's just, may the white people be nice to you. That's just such a, Oh my goodness. This is ironically kind of like the most sort of Uncle Tom type of thing to say. May the white people be nice to you. Oh Lord, have mercy. That's just pitiful. I mean, that sounds like some pitiful type stuff. Like, oh, I hope them white folks are nice to you, son. When you go out to Chicago, that's just some pit. I mean, it's like, are you really gonna be like that? Come on, man. It's just. Come on. And of course you see the son, and of course he's just giving lip service to his mom, pretending he's still Muslim. And it's like, that son isn't Muslim. He doesn't care about Islam. He's like, man, I'm just, he's probably at least got some, Spanish chick on the side or something like that. It's like, man, come on, bruh. Don't lie to people like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, continue.
Yeah, boy, abanyari boy.
Balo biyana ka mama ne sometimes bari yaran tibuka long kudo munya na ka sambay no laptan wala kada jarla.
Yeah. Dia mo sera no to nya mo afekla na keno. Yeah, and the still we man fenkino boy cool boy vocolare, ebuka.
Hey, another thing I'm thinking about is, okay, this dude's got, obviously got some 1970s style furniture. He's got, I don't know if it's subsidized or whatever the case may be, but he's got a fairly nice place in Spain. He's not making as much money, but apparently he's got a TV. So it's like, look, I don't know the situation in Spain, but the thing is, I'd love to see some context about how migrants are treated in Spain, where this dude has an apartment, he's got a couch, he's obviously got a nice bed, so it's like, he's got some things. So it's like, I would love to see the context of that. Now, I know, of course, like I say, we have to see the struggles of coronavirus and how it affects everybody. But then it turned, they try to turn into some anti-imperialist type stuff at the end. So just bear with us.
Aku kule nyinke ngadua reke no fala sa kurso na because ya je enda fana biya manta do ko la manta fenna no. I miss my mother a lot. It's making me crazy. My younger brothers, they are important to me is a lot, because why I'm doing all those things, even though not me, but because I'm the first son. You understand?
Parce que ni be Europe iman do ko soto men kaydi soto tanin na man soni sa ila tamo nafa.
I used to go to Caritas to seek some helps, like having food stuff. The food they give us, maybe it takes us 3 days, 3 days sometimes, I was not having apartamento, I was not having all those things because, I don't know the rules.
Oh boy. Okay, so we see with this here is that once again it's like, oh, I don't know the rules. Apparently you know the rules enough to get an apartment, to get, to go to, it looks like a Catholic supply, a place where you can pick up some stuff and send it home. It's like, bruh, like I say, man, there's a lot of, stuff back here is where it's like, okay, he can go places and get food and send it home. It takes him 3 days, apparently. At least that's how I heard it. And it's like, but then suddenly it's like, oh, but I don't know the rules. It's like, bruh, this doesn't feel right to me. Okay.
European or Africa, Europe, Africa, without no problem. But in Africa, we left Africa, Purgata, Europe, the problem was everything is there in their hand. Even our president, they cannot do without. Yeah. So it's a advice that in the world.
All right. So, like I say, I think I may cut it here. I don't know. I'm gonna see what footage is out, what is left on here. But the thing is, it's like, oh well, the Europeans still control this country, this and that. It's like, once again, I'd like to see some context. I'd like to see some context about how migrants are treated in Spain and what they actually get. Because it sounds like this dude gets it, he gets it pretty good. It sounds like, relatively speaking. And I know I'm being racist probably, but it's like, I don't understand it. I really don't. And then, of course, but then with their brothers, it's just like, oh, well, the Europeans still control it, and these African presidents don't know what they're doing. They have to ask for permission from Europeans, heads of states. And it's like, and to a point, look, I'll agree with you. I know that France controls a lot of parts of, the various economies, particularly with oil, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of ridiculous, man. Anyway, let's try to finish this up. Okay, I think we're gonna get some more context here.
Okay, they say, if you have sanitary and apparentamento, then you have to sit for 3 years. Then after 3 years, you have to bring contract. Okay, I say, wow. After sitting 3 years, you have to bring contract. So where are you going to get that contract without no permit, So for me, it sounds crazy to me, because I don't know where I will get that permit, because I don't get any work, I don't get anything. So where am I going to bring?
Hani tuwabolo hani mo fi mo bitu awdu ime fa soto ya mo mo la hakoti mo soto ya so na nyanto lo prum fana ngabalu kendo ya na nyanto lo prum fana ngatara bunyimal ko na bari bi abeken atekeno because abete bula be atendable. They give us our independence, by name, but not imagine putting free, a triumphant. So still we are not free.
All right, I had a longer rant and rave, but it just turned out to be ridiculous. So there's a map of the Gambia, which is apparently the river. And, I was reading through this wiki article. I know, take Wikipedia with a grain of salt, I know. But according to what I was reading is that the Gambia was originally part of the British Commonwealth. They gained independence in 1965. And then they were still a monarchy until 1970. And then became a republic. And then with a lot of problems that they had, they ended up becoming, once again, they became a British Commonwealth once again. So there's a lot, like I say, there's a lot that is left out of this video here. And it goes to show the lack of journalism here. And once again, it's just kind of more third worldism and anti-imperialism. And it's just like, well, it sounds, and according to what I was reading, it's like they voted to become part of the British Commonwealth again. And even Boris Johnson visited in 2018. So this is very, very misleading. And once again, I ignore a lot of stuff that I think is just cringe, but it's like sometimes you gotta call people out and just say, hey, what are y'all doing, man? Alright, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that this video here, and like, share, subscribe as always, and I hope y'all have a good day. Bye bye.